Namaskara. In this video, we'll see time, the concept, and how to teach it. Let us see. NCERT has prescribed a few topics for time and angle. They need to know the concepts of time and angle. Prescribed topics are known to practicing teachers. As we have seen, children should know the concept of time before they reach grade 3. If the children have to learn the concept of time, they have to be aware of the knowledge of circle beforehand. For the concept of time, the hands of a clock move in a circular way. That is, if they have to understand time, if they already know the concept of circle, it will be easy for them to learn the concept of time. And then, if they know the concept of an hour, what is a day, what is a year, if they know all these ideas, if they know what is a day, what is a week, what is a year, if they know it very well, only then time will be easy to understand. Now, we have digital clocks are available, but still, the analog clock, as we know, the clock which has small hand, big hand, the minute hand, the hour hand, we see that it has not lost its popularity. In order to teach the concept of time, the teachers will have to have an outline and a framework for teaching. Let's look at it. First of all, the children should have an idea of time period. What is 10 seconds? How much is 2 minutes? What is 35 seconds? What is 2 hours? What is 4 hours? What is this time period? They should actually experience it. Only then they will understand the concept. This is very essential because the children have to understand the time period in order to understand the concept. Let us see how to do it. Another point is the rule of conversion. That is, how we converted 10 units into a 10 and then 10 tens were into a 100. All these were done according to decimal system. All these were into groups of tens. But with time, the group of 10 is not there. It's a different group. The conversion of rule, the children should understand the difference between time and the decimal system. They should understand well. We make groups of 10 there, whereas here it is a group of 60. 60 seconds, 60 minutes. This difference should be clearly known to them. In this particular concept, when we go from concrete to the abstract, there is no representational stage. To teach this particular concept, we use this clock. This clock is a common traditional clock. We use it at homes. This clock has some special features. It has an outer circle which has different numbers. It has the minutes hand, and the outer circle represents the minutes, 1 to 60 minutes. The inner circle, it has up to 24. This is to show the concept of 24 hours clock. So 12 hours, 24 hours and minutes. All these concepts can be taught using this TLM. Now, first of all, how can we teach the concept of time? We can ask questions like, when do you brush your teeth? Is it in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon or at night? When do you have breakfast or what is called tiffin? Is it in the evening or at night. Similarly, we can ask questions related to the time. When do you go to school? When do you come back from the school? In these questions, we are asking them to understand morning, evening, night. We use these words. These words, the meaning of these words are taught. If we are sure that the child has understood and is giving the right answers to these questions, then if you go to school in the morning, at what time do you go to school? This is how we can proceed and ask them questions. Once they understand the concept of time period, then we can go towards time. We go to school at 9 o'clock. What time do we get our hot lunch? It is at 12:30. What time does the school get done and what time do you go home? It is at 4:30 in the evening. That is when the school gets over. Night, at what time do you have dinner? What time do you have dinner? 8 o'clock, maybe. This is how, if the children give answers to these questions, then what time do you start for the school? Can you show it on a clock? So far, we have not told them what is hour, what is minute. We haven't told them. But how much do they know about time? This is what we need to understand. Because the child might have some knowledge about time because they have a clock at home. The parents may be telling them it is already 7 o'clock, don't go out, come back now. It is not the playtime, it is now food time, and then you have to sleep. You cannot go for play now. All these they might have said. Come back before 7. When they say all that, we should get an idea about how much they know about time. Once we know this, we can ask them at what time do you go to school and they show 9:30, and if they show it like this, well and good. But some students may not be able to show. So then what can we do? Tell them a routine. How do we tell a routine? A story. We'll have to tell them a story. Now let me tell my story. In a single day, what do I do? And at what time do I do? This story is like this. I have a clock, and then there is a square lined book. Let me record everything in this particular notebook. I'll go on writing. First, what time do I wake up? In the morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock. Morning at 6 o'clock, I wake up. So, this 6 o'clock, how do I show this in the clock? Let us look at it first. 6 o'clock would mean this hand has to be here, the short hand has to be on 6, and the big hand should be on 12. So, this is 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock and 0 minutes. This is important. How did we get all this? Let us tell them through a story. At 6 o'clock, I woke up. And then what did I do? Let me show. I got ready for about 30 minutes. So at 6:30, I went for a walk. I am talking about time, but I have not told them how to look at time, not yet. Let us do it with the story itself. I went out for a walk for 1 hour from 6:30 to 7:30. So that is 1 hour walk. So 7:30 I came back home. From 7:30 till 8 o'clock for half an hour I got ready. So this is 8 o'clock. I got ready at 8 o'clock and I had breakfast also. After that, for about 1 hour, I read the newspaper. That is, now observe this, every time I take 1 hour, the big hand takes one circle, one full circle from 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 12. It takes one circle. The small hand moves from one number to the next. Now 6 o'clock I woke up, 7:30 I walked, now it is 9. The small hand moves from one number to the next, but the big hand takes one full circle. The small hand moves one number from 6 to 7 or from 7 to 8. The big hand takes one full circle, goes back to 12. Or it has to rest on the same number as it was earlier. Then it is called 1 hour. So at 8 o'clock, what did I do? I started reading newspaper. From 8 to 9, I read some newspaper, watched television, all that. At 9 o'clock, I started towards the school. I reached the school at 9:30. So 30 minutes after 9. Let us write it down here. 9:30, I reached the school. In the school, I go to a class for one period and then two periods. When it is 12:30, 12:30 is the time what do? That is lunch time. We have to give lunch for the children. 12:30 is lunch time. So I have lunch. How long do I take for lunch? I take about 30 minutes. 30 minutes from here till here. So, what is the time now? It is 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, I finished lunch. And then, now I start again in the classroom till 2 o'clock. And then next period till 3 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock. After 4, 4:30. 4:30 is the time. 4:30, the school gets done. And then I start going home. And then I take about 30 minutes to reach home. So now it is 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I reach home. Now, from 5 o'clock, I take a little rest and then watch a little news for about an hour. And then by about 8 o'clock, I have my dinner. From 5 o'clock, 6, and then 7. The long hand takes one full circle. And then, now we are at 8 o'clock. It is now 8 in the night. So at 8 in the night, I have dinner. So my dinner time is 8 o'clock. And then, again for 1 hour, I watch news. Now it is 9 o'clock. And then at 9:30, 9 and 30 minutes. So at 9:30 in the night, I go to bed. When I went to sleep at some time in the night, I felt thirsty. I woke up. I woke up and saw what was the time. Then the time was, it was 10, 12:30. So when I woke up at night, it was 12:30. Okay, I had water and then slept again. Then I woke up again at 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. Now we are talking about the next day's routine. I started again. Now, how did we look at time? Let us have a look at it. First, I woke up at 6 in the morning. This is morning. Now, we need to remember this. I woke up in the morning. And then till 6:30, every minute when the big hand moves, it moves 1 minute. This is 5, this is 10. See, it's written here 1 is 5 minutes. After that, 6, 7, it's all written there. 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 minutes. Similarly, 11, 12, 13, 15, it moves to 30. Now, the children have to observe something important here. The big hand, when the big hand moves, the small hand also moves, but it moves slowly. When the big hand reaches 7, before 12, the small hand is before 7. Once it reaches 12, the small hand is at 7. After that, the bigger hand keeps moving and the smaller hand moves slowly. When the clock keeps moving, the bigger hand moves fast, the small hand moves slowly. So, this is something the children should know. Now, let us look at what happened during the day. I woke up at 6 in the morning. 6:30, I got ready. And by 7:30, I went for a walk. And then by 8 o'clock, I had breakfast. This is all in the morning. And then I watched some news. And 9:30, I went to school. 12:30, that is in the afternoon. So after 12, it is afternoon. 12:30 is time for hot lunch. Hot lunch in the afternoon, that is when we are in the afternoon. Morning, what happens in the morning? The red sun rises and the environment is a little cool. But in the afternoon, it will be very hot sun. So we call it the afternoon sun and we call it afternoon. Then we have lunch in the afternoon. After that, when I reach home, it was 5 o'clock. So that is evening. Evening again, we have red sun, and then the sun is setting. The sun actually goes down. Then the darkness starts enveloping. In the morning, 6 o'clock, the sun rises, and then the darkness was going away. But now in the evening, the sun goes down, and then it is very dark. Hence, we call it night. This is how we relate the actual time and the time period. What time? Actual time is 6 o'clock, but this is morning. 5 in the evening. 8 o'clock morning, and we had breakfast. 8 in the night, I had dinner. So, this is how I record my routine. What time did I do what? And this is how the clock moved accordingly. And I record it here. And how much time did I take for my activities? So, there are two areas to be taught to the children. One, at what time did I do a particular routine activity? Another is how long did I take to do that activity? How many minutes and how many hours did I take? So, when I tell them a story like this, children will understand the time and the activity. They will understand the correlation. They will get an idea. Now, the same thing, what did I do in the morning? At 8 o'clock, I had breakfast. At 8 in the night, I had my dinner. That was dinner at night. Now, if I look at the clock, it was at 8 o'clock. The clock shows 8 o'clock, morning and at night. 8 o'clock. When I say that, should I always say morning 8 or night 8? Can't I say just 8 o'clock? Won't it be understood? It is difficult. We have to understand the time according to the activity. 8 o'clock, I had breakfast. Breakfast is in the morning. 8 o'clock, I had dinner. That means it cannot be in the afternoon. 8 o'clock, right? Afternoon, 12, 12:30, 1, 2, it may be lunchtime. So, 8 o'clock we had food. It means it could be night. It is just a guess. This confusion of guessing should be removed. Is it possible? Here, what we can do is morning is AM. That is, when you look at the clock, 8 o'clock is here. All this side is AM, all this side is PM. It is not as simple as that, but we can show them a particular system by which to give them an idea about morning. We do a lot of activities. We do all these things. In the afternoon at 12 o'clock, see, when the small hand moves like this and reaches 12 o'clock, this is afternoon. From there, it is PM. Afternoon, 12 o'clock onwards is PM. When we measure time, afternoon time is depicted as PM. So we write it here. Afternoon is PM, morning is AM. See, I went for walk at 6:30 in the morning, AM. 8 o'clock I had breakfast, AM. Afternoon at 12 o'clock, this AM changes to PM. After 12, we show it as PM. That is, afternoon, what time do we show PM? Till what time do we show it as PM? That is a very important topic. Now, evening is also PM, and night is also PM, and afternoon also is PM. Let us look at 12 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock, after how many minutes? After 11, 59 minutes. Then we call it still PM. But exactly at 12 o'clock, we call it AM. So, again, I wake up at 6 in the morning. So, this is AM. 6 o'clock morning is AM, and in between, afternoon is PM after 12 o'clock till midnight. That is, look at this. This is afternoon 12 o'clock. That 12 o'clock happens again at night. That we call midnight. So, the time periods of the day, we call it morning, and then afternoon, then evening, and then night, and then midnight, and again morning. Why do we talk about this 12 o'clock in the afternoon and at night? That 12 o'clock is very important. Look at the clock. This is a speciality. The clock keeps moving in this direction. The our hand, the small hand, we call it the hour hand, keeps moving. When it moves slowly from one number to the other once in an hour, the minute hand, it takes one full circle, and that is 1 hour. The minute hand moves very fast, but the hour hand moves very slowly. So, this is the one which moves very slowly. When the minute hand takes one full round, the small hand moves one number. This small hand, when it takes a circle once to the 9, twice to the 9, now it is at 9. When it comes twice, we call it a day. So, if it rotates once, do we know what it is? Now, it's written here 1, 2, 3, 4. So, when it goes one round, when it goes full 2 rounds, 24 hours. So, for one day, there has to be 24 hours. Therefore, for 1 hour, how many minutes are there? Let us look at it. The small hand is at 9. Now, from 9, if it has to come to 10, the long hand has to take a full circle from 12 back to 12. Now, the small hand moves from 9 to 10. Now, the hour hand has moved from 9 to 10. The small hand from 9 to 10. The minute hand has taken one full circle. Now, these minutes are written in the outer circle. The outer circle has the minutes. So, it shows 60 minutes. It means for 60 minutes, 1 hour takes 60 minutes. So, what is 1 minute? What do we have to measure 1 minute? What is the unit for measuring 1 minute? We call it seconds. 1 minute. 1 is here, 2 is here. From here it is 3 minutes. From here it is 4 minutes, then 5 minutes. For every minute, normally there is a second hand, and for 1 minute it has to take one full circle. So when 60 seconds happen, it is 1 minute. So when we tell the children in the school or in the classroom, all of you keep quiet for 15 seconds, then they will know the duration of the 15 seconds. They will get an idea. Whoever does not speak for 2 minutes will get a prize. Whoever speaks, they will get a punishment. This can be done. An activity like this, the children will know the duration of 2 minutes. Similarly, to see if they have understood the concept of time, we can ask them to go for play. Now the time is 4:10 minutes. After playing, what time is it? You will have to say how long you played. That is, have the children understood 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? This concept, are they familiar with this? Are they able to say how long they spent? How long did they play? Spending, expending time. Did they understand this concept? And we can use the clock to make them understand this concept. Now, when we recorded these times, we said morning is AM, afternoon is PM, and night is PM. This system of writing the time, how do we write it? Let us look at it, how the system of writing works. Let us write it as 12 hours here. In the system of writing 12 hours, what we do is we place 2 dots after the hour, between the hour and minutes. We write 2 dots. We divide the hours and minutes into 2 parts, and between those parts we place these two dots. This can be called a colon. This will separate the hours and minutes. In the decimal system, we have seen use of a point. But here we use 2 points just to separate hours and minutes. We use a colon, or we call the ratio symbol. Now we have seen in the clock, it has numbers 13, 14, 15 up to 24. For one day, the small hand has to go round the clock twice. When we wrote it here, 8 o'clock can happen twice in a day. Once in the morning, 8 o'clock. It can be in the evening also. To address this confusion, what we did is we wrote 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. This is what we wrote. That is how we distinguished between the two 8 o'clocks. Apart from this, apart from the 12 hours system, there is a system of writing, a different one, 24 hours system. Let us see how to represent that. Let us write 24 hours here. How do we show time with the 24-hour system? Then, in this system, we don't use AM, PM words to show the time. Let us see how to write it. Now, 6 o'clock in the morning. We write it as 0600. There is no colon, the separation colon between them. 6:30. This is 630. 6:30 hours. This is how we say that 06:30 hours. Let us see how to read it and write it. 7:30. This is how we write it. 8 hours. 09 hours. 9:30. 12:30 hours. Now, this is 12:30. 12:30 hours. Now, when it comes to 1, we add 1 to 12 and it becomes 13. When we look at this, we don't have to write AM, PM. We just write hours. 13 hours. What will be 4 o'clock? We have to add 1, 2, 3, 4 to 12. So that will be 16. 16:30 hours. Similarly, 5 o'clock is 17 hours. What is written here? If we add 8 to 12, it is 20. So 20 hours. Similarly, 21 and 30. 21:30 would be 9:30. Here, 23 hours 59 minutes, and we come to 12 o'clock. Now, how do we write this? But 1 is here. This particular hour, 12, what do we say? Before my day begins. My day hasn't begun yet. So, how do we write this particular 12 o'clock? The day hasn't begun. So, 0:30 hours. 00:30 hours. That is, I have not begun the new day yet. 1 hour has not elapsed. That is why it has just begun. The midnight is just begun. That time we write it as 00:30 5:30, then it becomes morning. I wake up again at 6 in the morning. So then this is one day. That is, totally I have spent how many hours? Let us see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 18, 23, 59, and then 24 hours. When I spend 24 hours, it is one day. If one day is 24 hours, from one day, today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like this, from here I go to 1 week. From 1 week, I go to a month. From a month, I go to a year. This is how, from 1 year, I go to a decade. I can go to a century. I can use so many words in future time. However, when I am teaching the concept of time, when we go from a day to a week, we have to leave a clock. The day is over. We have spent. What do we have to do? Leave the clock and go ahead. What is this? This is a calendar. Everyone knows this. Everyone is familiar. Every house has it. What do we see in the calendar? In this calendar, every day is noted. I woke up at 6 o'clock on this day. I woke up again at 6 the next day. The next day. One day, the routine that I followed, that forms one day. The next day, this is how, see, 1 week. This is 1 week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has 7 days. This is called a week. Similarly, in the entire month, we have 30 or 31 days. 30 or 31. Here, in some months, 30 days. In some months, 31 days. In another month, 28 or 29 days will be there. That month is a special month. February it is called. 28 days or 29 days, when do we have it? 29 days will be there in a year when that year can be divided by 4 without any remainder. Year should be divisible by 4. 4 is the divisor. 4 should divide that particular year. 2020 divisible by 4. What will happen? Do we get a remainder? No. So when we divide it, if we have no remainder, that year, February month, will have 29 days. Similarly, which are the other years when February will have 29 days? Can you find out? In the years to come. This is how we can give a small activity to the children. Now, in 1 year, we have 12 months. That is, my birthday may be on the 10th of June. When is my next birthday? If we ask that, I have to wait for 1 year. 12 months I have to wait. For my birthday to come back again, 1 year. Then, I will be, now I am 8, I will be 9 years in the next year. This is how we can create the idea of time in the children. A minute, minute to an hour to a day, day to a week, week to a month, month to a year. For everything, we have to give an example. That is, how long do you take for lunch? 30 minutes. What is 30 minutes? How many minutes are there in an hour? 60 minutes. So, 30 is what part of 60? Oh, half. Can we say half an hour? So, how long do I take to have my breakfast? 15 minutes are sufficient. What is 15 minutes? What part of the 60 minutes is 15? We can ask them fraction question here. 15 minutes is what part of 60 minutes? That is quarter. How do we show quarter? Look at the clock. If you have the concept of circle, this is a quarter. Now I can show it in many different ways. This is also a quarter. See, 15 minutes. 15 minutes of the hour would be a quarter. Now, look at this. This will be half an hour. This half an hour can be anywhere. The clock hands will be straight. One side of the clock is half an hour. This particular portion is half an hour. When we count this, it will be 30 minutes, half an hour. So, therefore, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, half an hour, a quarter of an hour. Quarter is 15 minutes. Similarly, half an hour is 30 minutes. What is 3/4 an hour? 45 minutes. Let us look at some of the misconceptions while reading time. This is 12 o'clock. This is 3:15. See, 3:15. Look at this. The hour hand has moved slightly compared to the minutes hand. The minutes hand is at 15. It is 15 minutes past 3 o'clock. When we come here, it is 30 minutes past 6. What we can observe here is the hourglass has moved a little ahead of 6. Now, it is 9:45. The hour hand has come closer to 10. Now, let us look at the time. This is the mistake which the children make. What is the time here? Most of the children make a mistake of saying it is 10 o'clock. It is not 10 yet. That is, it is close to 10, but what we have to say is 10 o'clock happens this way only when these hands are like this. Now look at this. It is 2 minutes past 10. Here, it is before 10. So, it is not yet 10. This is how the different clock time can be read. In our real life, when we look at the clock, let us look at this example. This is not 5 o'clock. This is 4 hours and 58 minutes. There are 2 more minutes for 5. Only when the big hand moves there, the small hand comes to 5. This we have to teach clearly to the children. One more important point to be noted is, in English language, when we teach time, we say 4 o'clock. O'clock is important. That is, we need to teach this idea to the children. In regional language, we say 4. In English, we say 4 o'clock. We should keep this also in mind. Similarly, the words which we used for morning, afternoon, we need to keep the English words readily available. We need to learn this because if the students know the English equivalent words at the primary level, then in future they will not hesitate to take mathematics as a subject. That is because the students from regional schools, those who have studied in local languages, the reason why they don't take science and mathematics is because they do not understand the terms when they go to the higher classes. Similarly, the English words that are used in this concept, morning, early morning, we might use the word dawn. So, early morning, 5 o'clock. Then afternoon, we say noon. After that is afternoon. Exactly at 12 o'clock is noon, and after that, it is afternoon. And then evening, that is evening. After that is night. After that, when it is 12 in the night, it is called midnight. Middle of the night is midnight. After that, again, is early morning, morning. Morning is around 7 o'clock. After 7 o'clock is morning. Before that is early morning. So now we have learnt the concept of time, the concept of a minute, a second, and then a day. We have seen a week and a year. We have seen this concept. When we look at the calendar and want to decide how many days does a month have, how do we decide that? There can be an activity using our hands. Let's do this activity. Year begins with January. Now, January will have 31 days. The next is February. February will have less than 31 days. It's a special month. It can have 28 or 29 days. March has 31. April has 30. Observe the joints and the depressions. The days will vary accordingly. Whenever you have the bone, it has 31 days. August has 31. The joints represent 31 days and the depressions show 30 days or less than 31. Observe something special here. July has 31, August also has 31 days. Then September 30, October 31. It continues till December, which has 31 days. Now, using the concept of time, how do we add time and how do we subtract time from one time to the other? Let us see. In this, why do we have 12 hours and 24 hours concept? We will know very clearly at the end of this. Now, I go to a ticket counter and then I buy a ticket for 6 o'clock Rajdhani Express train. Please give me a ticket. Then, what I have in my mind is 6 o'clock in the evening. But the ticket vending officer, he has in mind 6 o'clock in the morning. So, when I buy the ticket and go home and look at the time, it has 0600 hours. What did I think? I thought 6 pm. That is 18 hours. That is, when I bought the ticket, I forgot to tell him AM or PM. And 12-hour system and 24-hour system. I did not make the distinction clear. I did not tell him. So, what is the result? There was a confusion. Why did the confusion happen? I thought something, I got the ticket for something else. Whenever we travel, it may be in the railway station, airport, bus station, in every place, the ticket would be in the form of 24 hours format. This is what we have to observe, 24 hours format. Therefore, now I bought a ticket for 6 o'clock in the morning. But in the 24 hours format, I have to write it as 0600 hours. Okay? This train ticket is for Agra to Lucknow. Lucknow, it will reach at what time? Afternoon at 1:30, it will reach Lucknow. Afternoon 1:30. In the 24 hours format, how do we write it? 1 o'clock is, let us look at it in the clock, it is 13. So it is 1:30. that is 13:30. That is what we have learnt. The reaching time is 13:30 hours. What do we need now? We need the total duration of the travel. That is what we need. What should we do? From this number, this particular time, we have to subtract. From 13:30 hours, we have to subtract 0600 hours. We know how to do subtraction. We have to write the bigger number above and the smaller number below. Let us write it down. 13:30 hours. From this, if I subtract 0600 hours, what I get is duration of the travel. Now, what am I looking at? 0 to 0. Let us write down what these numbers denote. These are minutes, right? 30 minutes, 0 minutes. Let us write it down. Minutes and hours. Now, if I have to subtract these two numbers, what should I do? First, subtract 0 from 30. What do we get? 30 minutes we get. Here, when we look at the minutes place, in this concept, we cannot use the decimal system because the minutes itself is a place value. So here, 30 minus 0 is 30. Now, if I have to subtract 6 from 13, what do I get? Can you tell me? 7. So, what is the duration of my travel? The total duration is 7 hours 30 minutes. We can write this with the dots in between because we are not writing in the 24 hours format. So, my total duration of travel is 7 hours 30 minutes. We can conclude that. This is subtraction. The same problem, can I convert it to an addition problem? Can we do it? Let us see. I started at 6 o'clock from Agra to Lucknow. I started. That travel took 7 hours 30 minutes. That was the duration. Therefore, to Lucknow, at what time did I reach? I can add it. Now this has become an addition problem. These are minutes. These are hours. We can write this also as a table. Let us add these two figures. 0 and 30, 30 minutes. 6 and 7, add them, we get 13. So 13, 30, 30 hours. 13:30 hours. That is the time I reached Lucknow. Now if I convert it into 12-hour system, what do I get? It is 1:30. That will be PM. So this is how we can add and subtract time very easily. One point to be noted here is when we do the addition and subtraction in the time concept, remember we have to always convert it into 24-hour system. Now in this problem, in this subtraction problem, there is another interesting point that can be noted. Let us see what it is. Now, this particular train, what if it reaches at 1 o'clock? It does not reach at 1:30 in the afternoon. It reaches at 1 o'clock, let us say. These are minutes, these are hours. Let us draw some lines here. One more line here. If it reaches at 1 o'clock, that train starts at 6:30 from there. 6:30 in the morning, it starts from there. It reaches at 1 o'clock. Now, how many hours did I actually travel? How do we see it? I have to subtract 30 from 0. That is, in the subtraction concept, what we have seen, subtraction with regrouping, that principle, regrouping, applies here also. But here, the regrouping system is different from earlier. The decimal system does not apply here. So, what do I do here? From 13, I will take 1 hour to the minutes because I cannot subtract 30 from 0 minutes. So, I will take 1 hour from 13, so it becomes 12. What do we get this side? In 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. So, I get 60 minutes here. Now, I have to subtract 30 from 60. So, what do I get? 30 minutes. If I subtract 6 from 12, I get 6. So, the total duration of my travel is 6 hours 30 minutes. So, this is the duration of my travel. If the train reaches at 1 o'clock and started at 6:30, the difference between them is the duration of the travel, 6 hours 30 minutes. This is how we can show regrouping. What is called regrouping in subtraction can be shown in this way. Now, we don't see time only in the clock, we see it even on the wristwatch that we use, isn't it? In the modern age, the watch has taken different forms, it has changed shapes. We have fitness watches, smart watches. There are so many different varieties of watches. Because of that, the children may get a little confused also. What I have learnt is different and what I have seen is different. That can happen. Sometimes, airport, in the railway station, even there they use the 24 hours format, the big clocks. They will also display 24 hours system. So, this has to be taught to the children. In the real life, they will see many different forms of display. We have to teach them very well inside the classroom itself. So far, we have seen how to teach the concept of time, how to introduce a clock, how do we introduce a calendar, and time, day, week, month, and a year. What is the relationship between them? How do we use the 12 and 24 hours system? All these things we have taught them. We have also taught them how to add and subtract the time in this video. We believe you will be able to use it well in the classroom. Dhanyawada.